You attract them to your garden? Well, Good Day's Ron Gant and Pike Nurseries have some tips to help you create an inviting habitat.
I'm Ron Gant. I am here at Pike Nurseries with Melodie McDanal. And Melodie, people know about bees, hummingbirds, and butterflies and how beautiful they are, but they don't know that you actually need them to pollinate your garden.
Absolutely. So we want to encourage them. You'll see some naturally, but when you plant plants that they're attracted to, you get more of them. And the reason why you want them: bigger, better vegetables, and more prolific flowers and blooms, because they get on the plants, and as they feed, they take some pollen with them to the next plant, so they cross-pollinate, so they help. They're busy working in the garden.
So these are, what types of plants are these? Like, this is one of the main plants that they really gravitate to?
So we've got 3 of their favorites, and 3 that are super easy to grow. This one right here is called a coneflower, and you can see it literally has a cone in the center, and this is where the pollen is on the plant.
Yes.
So it's great now, and actually as the seeds fade, other birds feed on the seeds. So it's really great for multiple birds in the garden, and also for cross-pollinating. And purple coneflowers are traditionally what you see. These are orange ones, and you can see we have even some red and yellow. Lots of different blooms. They're perennial, so they come back year after year once you plant them in your garden in a sunny spot.
So when you plant them, you want to plant them near where the bees are going to pollinate and actually get on the vegetables.
You can, and they'll fly a good way, so it doesn't have to be right next to it.
Oh,
but
okay, interesting.
I love actually mixing plants that are blooming in with the vegetables because it's prettier that way. So that's a great way to do it.
How about this one back here? This is really pretty as well.
This one is another great one. This is a butterfly magnet. It's called a butterfly bush, and when you have this in your yard, you will just see them buzzing around like crazy. It's absolutely one of their favorites. It's a shrub, so it's going to get taller, and they have lots of different blooms. So you've got pinks and purples, whites, and even yellows.
Oh, wow. So it's not just making your garden pretty, it's actually, it has a purpose to actually make your garden even more productive as well.
A little bit of both. And then one more we've got, it's another favorite. This is probably the easiest perennial to grow. This is called lantana. There are some versions that are annual here and some that are perennial. So if you'd like to plant it and have it come year after year, choose one like Miss Huff. And you can see it's got really pretty yellow and orange
different
blooms.
colors, yes.
There's a solid yellow one next to you. And there are also multiple different colors, pinks, purples, and whites of those as well. And they're really, one of my favorite things about them is they really smell good. Do you smell that?
Yes.
Yes,
it smells really good.
Kind of reminds me of Fruit Loops.
Yeah, so, and you know, you think hummingbirds, they really like all these plants as well?
They do. Hummingbirds are attracted to orange and red flowers, and even some other flowers that are tubular shaped blooms, like we've got mandevilla, which they're really attracted to as well, and they do cross-pollination. Yeah.
All right.
So nectar producing.
Yeah, so those are things that people do not know out there about your garden. You have bees, hummingbirds, and butterflies. Pollinate your garden, you're going to have a much better garden. Back to you.
What do we call that segment?
Gardening with Gant.
Gardening with Gant. It's really catching on. All right, 8:56 is your time. That wraps up the 8 o'clock hour.